Citizenship by marriage, a path that many foreigners tend to seek in order to obtain nationality in a faster and more direct way. But is it really possible? How does the process work? Does it still work today? In this video, you'll find everything you need to know. Hello everyone, my name is Gerard, I'm the marketing responsible at immigrationspain.es, and in this video we're going to explore how to obtain Spanish citizenship by marriage. Why? Because as a foreigner you may have heard that obtaining citizenship nationality through being married to a Spanish national is a much more straightforward process, it's much easier, and chances are that you are seeking this path. The truth is that yes, you can obtain citizenship faster after being married to a Spanish national. Nevertheless, there are certain situations that we must consider and that we're going to explore in this video. So first of all, is there actually such a thing as citizenship by marriage? Well, in the past, from the 50s to the 80s in Spain, that was the truth. There was a process by which after you got married to a Spanish national, you automatically obtained Spanish citizenship. Nevertheless, after 1975, the Spanish Civil Code changed completely and that process ended. So nowadays, you would not obtain Spanish citizenship after being married to a Spanish national. Nevertheless, don't panic because that would imply important advantages. So after marrying a Spanish national, you would not obtain directly Spanish citizenship, but you'd have it much easier. Let's explore how. Well, as you may already know, the general requirement to obtain Spanish nationality is to remain for 10 years in Spain as a legal resident. That's the general rule, because if you are, for example, from Andorra, Portugal, Guinea Equatorial, Philippines, or from a Latin American country, that 10 years is reduced to just 2. But if you are married to a Spanish national, those 10 years are reduced even more and you can obtain citizenship after just 1 year in Spain as a foreigner. So, thanks to being married to a Spanish national, the path to obtaining Spanish citizenship would be automatically reduced from 10 to 1 year. Therefore, it's much beneficial for you. But let's now explore how does the process actually work and which are the different steps you'd have to follow. But before that, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so, so you're up to date with all the immigration tips, advice, and information that you need to know as a foreigner in Spain to make your life much easier. So if you haven't done so, subscribe. So let's explore how does the process actually work. So the first thing, you'd have your relationship with the Spanish national as a foreigner and you register your marriage at the notary. Bear in mind that this process can be delayed a bit because after registering marriage is not 100% automatic. You may experience a delay until the marriage is actually registered, so be aware of the timings. Once that marriage is registered, now that you can demonstrate that you have a relationship with a Spanish national, you can opt for 2 different paths. The most traditional one was to register and to apply for the tarjeta comunitaria, the family member of an European Union citizen. But recently, after the last immigration update, you can also do that through the arraigo familiar, because as you'll be a relative now of a Spanish national, your spouse, you can also opt to residency through arraigo familiar. What we're trying to do is, thanks to your marriage with the Spanish national, obtain a residence permit that would allow you to stay for the 1 year that's required for you in order to obtain and apply for Spanish citizenship. So you have these 2 paths after you register your marriage: family member of a European Union citizen card and arraigo familiar. Both would grant you a 5-year residency card, so after you complete the first year with any of these 2 cards, you'd be able to apply and submit your citizenship application. Those options are great because once you submit your application, you need to wait for a minimum period of time until you finally receive your citizenship resolution. That can be 1 year, but it can be 2 or 3. In this case, as the permit that you have is for 5 years, there is no need to renew. You'd be having your citizenship resolution before that time, as it's for 5 years, so that's great news. At the end, it depends on which of the 2 paths you'd like to follow: the family member of a European Union citizen card or the arraigo familiar. They will have differences. In order to know which is best, our suggestion is to contact our lawyers, send us an email at immigrationspain.es so that we can advise you based on your particular situation, and together we'll find which is the best path to follow, both to obtain residency. The residency that we said is required to remain in Spain for 1 year before being able to apply for Spanish citizenship, and then we can also help you out, prepare your file, make sure you have all the requirements in order to obtain the citizenship by residency, which is you can have criminal records in Spain, you can have left the country during that year for more than 3 months, you must pass, and this is very important that you know, a Spanish test and a cultural exam in the country, which is quite easy, but you must pass those 2 exams, and some other requirements that you must also meet. So if you have doubts, or if you'd like to start this whole process to obtain citizenship in just 1 year, thanks to being married to a Spanish national, send us an email, info@immigrationspain.es. We'll do everything to get your file ready fast and successfully. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the YouTube channel. See you in the next one.